assemble, I'm Matt. Great to have you here. So today we got a fun video on the channel. We are going to be doing a little activity of Would You Rather, the WWE edition. I posted the question in the community tab. I said, give me some of your Would You Rathers of what you like to discuss. So you guys can play along at home if you like. It's a fun little game show we do here. Not really, but I thought it'd be entertaining to get the community's feedback. Thank you guys so much. And by the way, thank you all so much for subscribing if you did that already. It really means a lot. We're over 2,000 subscribers here on the channel, and it's been like less than 2 weeks, so it's pretty wild. So thank you again. Gabe says, would you rather take a choke slam or a spear? I'd rather take, you know what? It's gonna depend on who's giving it. Who's gonna give it to me? That's what she said. So who's gonna be just giving me that big old choke slam or spear? A Goldberg spear from 1998? No. If I got like current day Undertaker choke slam, it's like a little soft pillow. It's just a little kaboom. I think I'd rather get the choke slam because, and again, depends on the era, my friend. If I get an old school Undertaker choke slam from like when he was big evil and he just bring guys out and just smash them down, this is nasty. I'd rather take the choke slam. I think I can better protect myself. A spear, I think a lot of things can go wrong with a spear very quickly and it would hurt. It can hurt your head, it can hurt your stomach, a lot of bad things. I'll take a choke slam. Red Angry Birdie, would you rather face Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes in a match? Roman. I'm gonna get a way bigger, longer story with less wrestling involved, and I'm gonna stand around a lot. There's gonna be a ref bump, so I don't have to take that. Roman doesn't have to do a ton of moves. I'd take a couple of moves. Cody's quick like a cat. He's gonna be moving around and jipping and jiving all over the place and trying to come after me. So I'm gonna have to like take a Cody cutter, and I'm gonna have to like spin and do a lot of stuff. Roman, I feel like I could just go at a slower pace out there and not really hurt my back. D Spencer says, would you rather win the Royal Rumble or Money in the Bank? I would rather win Money in the Bank. It depends on what kind of like person I am, what kind of wrestler I am. If I am like an honorable person, then I'm like, you want to win the Royal Rumble because it's like the big thing. It's the big event. You could come in at number 1 and win the whole thing. It's triumphant. You always have that on your resume. And then you go on to WrestleMania main event and have a big match. But you could lose. You gotta really work. You gotta work through that. I think I'd rather win Money in the Bank because I can have my main event at WrestleMania. No one's done it yet. That's the thing. So I will say I'd rather win Money in the Bank because I could just do the exact same thing. I could just announce I could win Money in the Bank and just say I'm gonna go to WrestleMania main event night 2. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys in like 8 months. That's what I will do. Kadar says, would you rather get slammed onto a bunch of thumbtacks or go through a flaming table? I don't like fire that much. I can't imagine the thumbtacks feel very nice. Why does everyone want to put me through like furniture and hurt me? I will say flaming table though, because the thumbtacks, it's a lot of rolling through that. Like you can get them everywhere, and the after effect. You're also going like finish the match, and who knows when you have to finish the match. It could be 10 minutes later, but then you got to go backstage and start picking out all of these thumbtacks out of your body. That's gotta hurt. The flaming table at least is instant, and it like you hit it and you roll out and you're fine. Unless it's like on Dynamite where the guy got like his head thrown through. Was it with Edge? Someone got hit through a table and they barely hit it and their skull went on. Oh yeah, it was Nick Wayne. Yeah, he barely hit the table. I don't know if it was on fire too. Yeah, that was nasty. So I'd rather go through a flaming table if it was done correctly. I could just smash that thing, it goes off, and then I'm done. And I go backstage. And I might get some burns, but you know what? I could wear some clothing too. Everyone who does a thumbtacks match, like against Cactus Jack, they don't wear long clothes, do they? Idiots. Typical teenager. Oh, don't do this. Would you rather be LA Knight, yeah, or CM Punk? The reason why, ladies and gentlemen, this is funny is because if you know Matt, I get it like once a day in the comments. Someone says that you kind of resemble LA Knight, that you are a Wish version of LA Knight, that you're LA Knight's dumbass brother, whatever. I'm a big CM Punk fan, and I am also a big LA Knight fan. See, it just makes sense to say LA Knight. It's very hard. I don't know. I'm gonna go with LA Knight because I feel like Punk is he could get injured. I love CM Punk, but I feel like he's gonna get injured again. I do like the cult of personality, be fun, but you might get injured and you might not be around very much. LA Knight, he's on the older side, but he's fantastic, and he's going for that. He's gonna get that United States Championship. I'm gonna say I got more in the tank. Funny enough, if I'm LA Knight, yeah. Safe Haven. Would you rather WCW never goes out of business and the Monday Night Wars continue, or TNA got big enough to start a competitive Monday Night Wars with WWE? I'd rather have WCW. I'd rather WCW continue and not fall apart and not have Vince Russo and Bischoff and all the bad WrestleMania, or not WrestleMania, WCW 2000. I'd rather not have that. I'd rather have the NWO working, functioning, telling good stories. It evolves. You see talent going from WWE over to WCW. WCW also has the legacy behind it, the whole story, the years, and the institution of WCW. I'd rather see WCW on my TV. I kind of feel like it's got the legs of a WWE. It's got a vast history there of Ric Flairs and all of that. So I'd rather see WCW go and Monday Night Wars continue. The TNA thing is not a bad idea whatsoever. You got TNA in those days where it was actually doing well. If it got big enough, it was able to compete. I just worry that TNA, it's just not the TNA. I like TNA, but I don't think it'd be the same thing. I would want WCW to keep doing what it was doing and see what would happen. Because then you could get cool things like Starrcade versus WrestleMania, or even doing some crossover stuff. Babe says, would you rather the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship? Big gold belt versus the new one. Well, it's not a big gold belt. Current titles? I'd rather have Cody's belt. That's got the lineage. That's got the full history. I'm not nuts on the color. I'm not nuts on it, but I can work with it. The World Heavyweight title, I do like. I've actually held the replica one. It's pretty cool. The big bulbous W though in the middle, it's black outline on it. It's not quite what I like. So between the two, I got like the more modern classic WWE logo on there. And then it's just, yeah, I would get the WWE one. So Games Stop Motion and V says, wow, that's a name. Would you rather have John Cena break the world title record or one last DX run? No, I'd rather John Cena break the record. Just to see how he would do it, who he would face. I would have Randy Orton win the title from Cody. I would this year at SummerSlam. Randy goes full here. Here's some fantasy booking. Randy goes full out heel, becomes the biggest heel ever. Nasty. Everyone actually hates him. And then John Cena returns. And John Cena versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania 41. And they go for the title. John Cena comes back. It's retirement match versus the title. It's one last time. Randy versus John Cena. Epic feud comes to a close. John Cena says, I either retire or I'm gonna win the belt off of you. If I don't win, I'm gonna retire, and if I win the title. And John Cena wins the title off Randy Orton, and then decides to do the John Cena thing and says, well, you can't see me, and then he puts the belt down in the ring, vacates it. There you go. John Cena. DX is like, I can't do DX because we got that in like Saudi Arabia, and that was disgusting. Like, it was just bad. So bad. It was so bad. It was bad. So, and we already had like an earlier, like mid 2000s run with DX. And like we've had reunion and redo, and nah, I don't need it. I'm good. VJC says, if WWE was successfully able to relaunch WCW back in 2001, would you rather see the WWE brands as we see it now, or have WCW as the second WWE brand with their own pay-per-views and everything? I'd much rather have WCW as its own brand. WCW then to me would become what I wanted NXT to be under Triple H. So I would have somebody running WWE pay-per-views and its own thing, and WCW be run by like Triple H, and basically doing what Black and Gold NXT was doing, but under WCW and NXT and all the branding. And you give us all the WCW pay-per-views, and you could have trades, but I would do it completely, like we're saying, I would do it completely like separate entities. Like it's going to be UFC and the WWE. You would also have WCW. It's another arm of wrestling, all under the umbrella of TKO. That's how I would do it. So then you could have trades, WCW, WWE, and make it feel like a real thing. I would just have no crossover during the year. I wouldn't do a Survivor Series and WCW comes in. You could possibly at some point do some sort of invasion angle, but you could do drafts and things like that and free roster, like the free agency pool. That's how you could do the drafts properly. Anime says, would you rather watch CM Punk versus Kenny Omega exploding barbed wire death match, or CM Punk versus Seth versus Drew Mania 41? I'd rather see the Mania 41 match. I think it would have way better story. Punk versus Kenny, I think would be really cool, but it's I don't think there'd be much of a story there. So I'd rather see the better story between Punk and Seth and Drew all mixed in together. SCW says, hey Matt, always enjoy your content. Thanks, buddy. You're about to watch your favorite WWE PLE. Ah, that's a day. What takeaway do you order to enjoy with it? Would you rather have pizza or Chinese food? Oh, I'd rather have pizza. Are you kidding me? That's what I do. I'd much rather have pizza. I've had Chinese food when I watch PLE. I've had both. I just find that the Chinese food's gonna make me more sleepy. The MSG, that's what it gets you. So I'd rather do the pizza. Bryson Smith says, would you rather see Jon Moxley come back to WWE or see MJF come to WWE? I'd rather see MJF. I hope he comes. I want to see what he can do. I want to see what feuds he can have. Cody versus MJF in WWE would be a crazy story. Punk again versus MJF would be amazing. Seth versus MJF. Sammy, Kevin Owens, Randy. I could get a lot of mileage out of MJF just doing feuds all year long. I don't need Jon Moxley back. I don't think he fits in. I think he's perfectly content doing his thing in AEW. I think he fits in there. It's much better. CS Gora Mishra says, hey, Assemble Love from India. Hi. What would you rather love to see first? Rock versus Cody at Mania 41 or Rock versus Roman at 41? I'd rather see right now, I would rather see Rock versus Cody at Mania 41. Coming off of Mania 40, I think the bigger story throughout Mania 40's build was Cody and The Rock. That was it. Roman was like second, third guy in line. Then it was Seth. So I think there was way more intrigue in WrestleMania 40 of Cody and The Rock. Then we came out of it and Rock did the creepy thing where he held his belt. I love that. So I want to see Cody and Rock at Mania 41, and then I want to see Rock and Roman at Mania 42. Maybe they will do that. You never know. Oh no, your tribal chief says, would you rather take 20 chops from Gunta or get Suplex City from Brock Lesnar 20 times? I'd rather get the suplexes, because the thing is, when you watch Brock do a suplex City, the first couple look like they hurt, but eventually it turns into like John Cena taking a suplex where you just kind of launching yourself back a little bit. It doesn't seem that painful. Chops, I don't like that, because it just looks like from Gunther, it's just gonna melt your chest, and it never ends. 20 of them? Are you insane? It would break my body. Oh, Eddie Ben says, would you rather have Jey Uso win the King of the Ring or the IC title? I'd rather him win IC title. I want Jey to win a title. He could win King of the Ring, but King of the Ring isn't for a title. It's just, I'm King of the Ring, and he wears the crown. I'd rather him go after a title belt and win the actual title. It's getting dicey with Jey, where he's calling himself main event Jey Uso. He doesn't win anything. He doesn't win any big matches or big belts. So win the IC title, then we'll talk. Crypto says, would you rather have an NXT invasion or an AEW invasion? Also love the channel, keep up the amazing work. I guess I'd rather see the AEW invasion because it's less likely to happen. Like, it just wouldn't happen, but I would like to see that so that I could see Kenny Omega step into the ring with Cody again, do that, or Seth. I'd rather see that. The FTR coming back would be fun to see what they could do. I'd much rather see that. We'll end on this one. Muhammad Mahad says, would you rather never have the streak broken or never have WWE turn PG? I would rather WWE never turn PG. If you watch WWE during that era, there is like kind of a moment-ish. You could feel when it happened, is my point. When WWE turned PG in the late 2000s, whatever it was it 2010? I don't even know. But it was early on. It was like 15 years ago. There was a clear line where everything went cartoonishly G. And I think Brian Gewirtz has even commented on this. Like, it wasn't TV PG, it was TV G. You started getting the Muppets on TV. You got the guest celebrity host. You got Bob Barker in there. Bob Barker was fun. But you got a lot of celebrity stuff. Really over-the-top, kiddish stuff. No swearing, no bleeding. Everything on top of that, matches were boring. And it was in like the guest host era. It was the big memory I have. It was bad. It was so bad. PG can work in WWE. It can work in wrestling. It's like comedy. It can work. Like, you don't have to swear every time to get your point across. I don't need endless swearing in wrestling to make it fun or good. But I think what WWE did by going rated G, basically, was they didn't take any chances. And you couldn't expand on anything. You got rid of the hardcore element. You got rid of blood. You did get rid of cursing, but to emphasize the story more, you got away from adult storylines and it just kind of felt like matches and it was all being very silly. I'd rather get rid of that than Undertaker's streak, because the streak could have been broken, but just in a better way. It could have been broken years prior to like Randy Orton. What if it was broken properly by the tribal chief and we had Roman Reigns' proper character, not the one we had when he did face Undertaker or even before that? What if we got a proper Roman Reigns character at the time to end the Undertaker streak? Would have been a lot better in my opinion too. So I could still have the streak be broken, but maybe under Triple H it would have been done a different way. Thank you guys so much for submitting your Would You Rather questions. If you enjoy this series and what we're doing here, subscribe to the channel, drop a like on it. Let me know if you want more of them. We'll do another one. We'll post another one next week or something. We'll see what happens. Have a great day. By the way, if you want to get more WWE content coming at you or AEW, check out one of these two videos right here going through. We got some great topics. Have a great day, everybody. See ya.